Hola, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. I'm trying to be more consistent with my videos, so talking about things that actually cross my mind in the heat of the moment. With that being said, these videos are not edited. I do curse. I probably won't satisfy everybody, but I'm gonna do my best to try to do something. If you're not following me on my social media and all that fun stuff, Instagram, Facebook, I'll put a link below. You guys can go ahead and do that. Like, subscribe, share, all that other fun stuff. But what I wanted to talk about today is eating disorders. You know, obesity and the fitness. Yes, the fit guys, the Instagrammers, the Insta-hoes, the pros and shit. They at least a decent amount, and you'd be surprised. And what I mean by eating disorder, right? Let's think about this. When we think eating disorder, we think of bulimia, anemic, not anemic. Oh, what's the word I'm talking about? Anorexic. There we go. Having really unhealthy relationships with food, binge eating, comfort eating, all these kind of whatever ways you want to go with it. We have all these variants of eating disorders, right? But in the end of it all, it's what we really do in secret versus what people think we do in public. Does that make sense? Probably not. Okay, for example, when somebody's, by themselves and they're depressed, they tend to eat more food, more junk food. Why? Because that's what they have. That's what they're craving. They feel that it's going to fill a void. Now, let me ask you this. Where do you think you learned those behaviors from? Growing up. Who passed those on to you? Your parents. Probably sure. Pretty much. You learn them as you grow up. They don't just magically appear. You see? Now, let's think about the fitness industry. And this is the part where I want to say at least 25 to 30% of the people in fitness have an eating disorder. And they mask it in the form of what they tell you versus what they don't. They'll go through all these large amount of eating challenges, and they'll gorge all these big old cheat meals, but you think they really want to carry that weight, that bloat, that stuff? So what do? They go and they puke that shit the right head up, because they don't want to gain that weight. Now, mind you, their job is to look awesome and ripped and fit and all that stuff, but show you that there's a balance in between eating that stuff, because you're going to relate to that. But in reality, that's them fucked up here. An eating disorder starts here. Okay, it starts in the mind. We portray how we act. So they'll go through all these binge eatings, and then they'll throw it up. Or they'll try these extreme diets. Okay, like they won't eat for like a X amount of days, and then they'll go and gorge and be like, you can be ripped like me if you just starve yourself for a couple of days and then eat whatever you want and then starve yourself for another couple of days. Does that sound healthy to you? Probably doesn't. I'm pretty sure that's a red flag for me. If somebody told me to starve, fuck you. But that's my point. There's no matter how they want to mask it, I want to help you identify some red flags. Why do I have to run to food for comfort? Because all it's going to do is lead to more depression, which will then put you back into that comfort zone of trying to eat. So you go into this whole little shitty cycle. The fitness guys do it too. They want to look buff and ripped, or be lean and tight and all the abs, but they also want to be relatable, which they're not, because nobody lives in the gym like they do. That's their job. Their job is to look pretty and be fit. Yours isn't. So, with that being said, give me a second. See, that's what happens when I go live and try to do this stuff on the marker. Shit happens. But my point is, they go through all these factors, to try to appeal to you, get your attention. And guess what habits they're passing on to you? Let's say, for example, you get to that healthy zone. Guess what eating habits you just now picked up? Yes, you now change one eating disorder for another. You see what I'm saying? They don't really fix situations. Or my favorite are the guys that push supplements all the time, right? And they're like, yeah, I have a protein bar here, I have a shake here, I have this vitamin jar here, and I have all this list of shit, right? But when they actually eat, it's some vegetables, some proteins, and that's it. That's about it. But then they go and that's supposed to help them lose weight. Well, think about this. If I took away all your food, the good shit, the berries, blueberries are really good for you, right? Carrots, eyesight, apples, fiber, potassium, bananas, kiwi, vitamin C, all these things that you can naturally be eating and you should be taught to eat. You don't run to those for comfort. Nobody says, oh my God, I'm gonna just eat so much eggs and chicken, like 50 of them. No. Your ass will kill a couple bags of chips though, huh? You'll go through a shitload of dessert and ice cream. But I don't think anybody says, I'm gonna eat like 20 hamburger patties. You probably couldn't. But then the idiots that do, what do they do afterwards? Right out. All out. Eating disorders. You see what I'm saying? There's no healthy balance in there. And even when they try to pretend there is, they really aren't. They're not teaching you anything. You should be able to have some food and then back the hell off. You should be able to, you know what? It's not a comfort food. It's food. It's food. I have a relationship with food as I don't beat you up and you don't beat me up. I don't abuse you and you don't make me fat. That's how your relationship should be. It'd be like, I love you. And you'd be like, you love me too. Yeah, that's how it should be. You eat the fruits and vegetables to take care of your body. It loves you. You eat the protein and the eggs. It loves you. It feeds your muscles. And you treat it well. You name it. Be like, here, Buford. You taste delicious. Point is, whether you're obese or fit, if at the end of the day you're not teaching anybody, and you got a damn channel, you're trying to be an influence of some sort, and yet you're not adding no information. Like, for example, if I said, hey, eat some kiwis, you're like, why? Because they got more potassium, fiber, and vitamin C than freaking bananas and oranges put together. Bet you didn't know that shit, huh? Or the fact that blueberries help your brain, the function of your brain. Carrots for your eyes, The fact that there's just so much. Point is, you'll see them eat rice. There's no value added rice. If you wanted some bread, okay. At least in bread, I know you'll get some fiber because it's from the whole grain. I know you'll get some other nutrients out of some gum because of the ingredients they put in there when it's wholesome bread. You see them eat rice cakes. Where's the nutrition in the rice cake? You can put peanut butter on it. You can put peanut butter on a damn slice of bread too. See my point? But you don't know that about food. The relationship. You gotta get, if you're in a relationship, let's talk about this real quick. If a relationship damages your mind, it becomes an issue. It creates a problem. Trauma. If you go and if you date somebody and you don't know shit about that person, but that person tells you, I love you, and knows everything about you, but you don't know diddly squat about that person, you don't love that person. And then what do you think you're doing to that person? You're abusing them. Or what if that person, you knew everything about that person, you love that person, but they don't know shit about you. And then there's always angry, and it's never healthy. One side loves more than the other. It creates disorders. It creates problems. And that term relationship travels over to food. You seek the wrong type of things for comfort. See that little metaphor, analogy, however you want to call it? You see how I did there? Making you open your mind a little bit. If you want it to be better, have better examples. Look at what they do. If that's what they do, that's fine. But there are eating disorders no matter whether you're obese or fit. It's just they like to mask it. Just like obese people like to hide it. They don't want to admit it. They try to justify what they're doing. Well, I'm going to be healthier. No, you're not. You're going to cause another problem in this different shape. You just don't want to admit it. Everybody's trying to be right. Nobody wants to be wrong. But, yep, I figured I'd throw some brain food out there for you guys. Make you guys think a little bit. Make you realize what you're doing with your food. And have a better relationship with your food. Think about it. Open your mind a little bit. And if you have any suggestions on things you want me to talk about, list them down below. If you think I'm wrong, tell me below. You know, you think I'm bullshitting. Look around. Look around. And if that made you realize something in yourself, tell me. You know. So, as always, if you're catching this tonight, if you're catching this tonight, good night, sweet dreams. If you're catching this in the morning, well, good morning. Let's make today, tomorrow, and every day count. You guys have a lovely one. Adios.